Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always proud of coffee each and every time. Mighty Psycho promised to you. It is Saturday night, July 6th. I hope everybody's doing good. 90 degrees today. 90. But when it gets up to that point, it almost doesn't damn matter. It could be 90, 100. It's still as hot as blazes out there. I know I'm a little bit behind today. I was going to come on at 6. My bad. That's the story of Psycho's life. Busy, busy, busy for Mr. Paul. Hello, Mick. How you doing? Now, by the way, in case anybody asks in advance, I kind of got overexcited and yelled a lot, so I might be a little bit raspy today. I don't know if not Peter Crisp raspy. I almost said Peter Crispy, didn't I? Or Rod Stewart raspy, but what the hell? We still here. I already sent out notifications to the VC Justice League. We'll see who comes on. I know one person though that I think is having connection issues, if you will. So probably that one will not be on tonight. He hasn't been on for a little while. But needless to say, Mike, how you doing? How's everything going, guys out there? I'm trying to relax today. For once I didn't set my alarm. Ooh, I still got up early because I was on Mayo's stream. If some of you people saw that, I never know when he's going to go on stream. From what I'm told, he's going to go back to a couple times a week, and that's fine. If I can make it, I'll make it. If I can't, oh well. But of course, for once I don't really have a script in front of my face, but we'll talk about a couple different things in a minute here. Of course, today's title, Free Me from Rock and Roll Jude. Free Me from Rock and Roll Jude. Now, there's a little bit of a trick. I'm not cheap trick, but I'm tricking you a little bit in the title. It's not entirely what you think. Hello there, George. You know what? I'll tell you, if you haven't subscribed already and like this dude, I suggest you do. He knows his stuff. Anything in all 4 seasons, Frankie Valley, all the fun things. And yeah. So, of course, I've got the best audience in YouTube, despite other channels and their craziness. What was I going to tell you? I was going to be a smarmy person coming on here today, but I'm just not all here. I know certain people are kind of burying themselves a little bit in the VC, aren't they? I don't think I have to mention names. You guys can figure it out for yourself. Penny Lane always in my ears and in my eyes. That's right. That is a fact. So, yes, and hello there. Just got done talking to you on Messenger. Yes. I have my good people here. Good people. They're good people. I did get some new subs. Unfortunately, they haven't appeared yet for names-wise. So when they do, I'll mention them maybe Wednesday. So let's see. What was I going to tell you? Today, the video, the voice is going to be shot today. I apologize. Hey, Ron. Because I'm not going to go into details, but let's just say Psycho went psycho. And that's why my voice is the way it is. It'll be okay in a couple of days. But it's Saturday, so I didn't want to miss this. I try to be consistent. Maybe not in the time, but I try to be consistent in the day. That is for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Haggerty, the biggest Saxon fan that I really honestly know. I don't know anybody else that's a bigger Saxon fan. I don't even know if Saxon is their own biggest Saxon fan. That's not a dig. That's just, hey, this guy knows his stuff. They're from FLA. Yes, indeed. um, so let's see. The video, handful of different people that I know about. We're going to do a tribute here. Firstly, Gary Levin. Now, I know you may not know who Gary Levin is, and that's perfectly okay. But in the 1970s, he was the guitar player, or one of the guitar players, along with Jimmy Soybean Henderson, who would jump over to Black Oak at 75, right? But Gary Levin from Ruby Star Grey Ghost passed away. We know that much. And then here's one, Judy Belushi, John's wife, passed away. And then shortly before I came on here, director John Landau, who I think he was lots of involvement, Titanic and other films, they all passed away in the last 24 hours or so. Yeah, you do kind of dig them. There is one, possibly two VC members that are what I refer to as an analog retentive. I kind of like that, Michael. And if I'm one of them, even if it's an insult, I'm going to take it as a compliment. I'm not all vinyl. I've shown some CDs here too, or if we're talking about the analog retentive as a yeah, I see I froze for a quarter of a second there. There were some issues with the internet yesterday. Hopefully, maybe they'll get themselves all leveled out. I don't know. My kid's a gamer. He's the one that found out about that yesterday. So just please be patient and bear with me. I'm actually thinking about between now and the end of the year, how would you feel about if we went fiber optic?
Oh,
we might go fiber optic. But wait a minute, if we go fiber optic, would that mean I'd have to have a desktop? Okay. Fiber optic. I don't know. We'll see. Right. So let's see. Gary Levin, Judy Belushi, John Landau. Let's see here. Sorry. Some of my people are responding. I said my people. All right. Let me drop this. By the way, I'd like to thank all 15 people here today. I realized that nobody else was on when I came on here, and that's nice. I like when Saturday night I get into the pocket where there's nobody here. Holly, how are you doing? You know, truthfully, I don't have any Johnny Ray, and because of that, I cry. I know that was a horrible pun, Holly. Sorry. Not sorry. We have fiber, and I'm watching on my Apple TV 4K, my music source, and chatting on my iPhone. We'll be looking into it because Mighty Psycho wants to improve. Yeah, I know. My musical puns are so horrible, but I can't stop. I'm ADD. Anyways. So I put the link if anybody cares to want to pop on in for a little bit here. Comedy. Yeah. Far from it. I did do stand-up. I actually did a handful of times in the 80s. What was that? Yeah. My kid's funny. He is. You better enjoy those last couple months of the 20s club when you turn 30 at the end of the year. And Mrs. Squirrely Squirrel Butter, that's right. We're trying to get them as a sponsor, Mrs. Squirrely Squirrel Butter. 99% deferred natural squirrel butter. All the squirrels are killed natural causes. None of them have been smushed, to my knowledge. And notice I said 99% deferred. That means if you find the lucky squirrel hair, you win a squirrel hair. Anyways, what? You can kill him with your gun. Oh, his Nerf gun. Nerf gun, YouTube. Don't get my ass. Shh, Nerf gun. You want to make a quick appearance? The gratuitous grandson review. See, when he gets to be 13 years old, he can go off and say, yeah, I used to be on my idiot grandpa's YouTube channel once in a while. Say hello to the kids, kid. Hello! Good God. That's pretty good. You gotta work on it a little bit more. Anyways, yipes. Hey. Michael is telling me, John, that's my kid, John, 900, so I don't know, 940 megabyte full duplex, no data cap. Now he works under CenturyLink Quantum, which we don't have that, but he says he pays $75 a month. Oh, wow. That's incredible. Maybe you can find us. Or in the words of Jeff Allen, he sent me my brother from another mother. He sent me an Spanky and our gang little rascals thing where he's really, really little, and the little kid goes, remarkable. Darren's got buyer's remorse. I bought. It says 90125, 45 RPM. It sounds great, but honestly, not a vast improvement over my original Canadian pressing. Gonna sell. Oh, well. So are you saying to everybody out there that 90125, 45 RPM really should be sold, to any owner of a lonely heart, or should we just leave it? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it can happen to you. See, that was horrible. 3 yes puns in 10 seconds. What? I know, I can't help it. Darren's laughing. At least he thought of it. Oh, that's good. Ron goes, write that on a dry erase board. That's remarkable. You get points for that one, Ron. You do. Yes, there you go. All right, Darren, I have a homework challenge for you between now and next week. Oh, God. He's like, what the hell? I want you to watch all 26 video versions of Leave It. There's 26 of them, different ones. And I want you to spot all the differences in them. Oh, my God. After the third or fourth one, Darren would be like, leave it. No, I'm not high. Just letting you know. He says he is, but I have nothing to do with that. I do not sponsor, condone, or anything. Any views and expressions from the guests of Psycho's Platters does not necessarily reflect the show or the host itself. Thank you. You too, go fuck yourself. All right. Anyways, you don't think you've ever seen that video? Oh my, that's your challenge. Go watch all 26 versions. There's that many. Spot the differences. MTV did a contest. I think it was MTV or VH1 did that once. That if you spotted all the differences and then you were like the first one in, you won like front row and backstage to see them. I think that was a contest a long time ago. That would have been all right. I wouldn't have minded seeing that lineup. Of all honesty, I mean, everybody talks about 90125. I remember though back in '87 when Big Generator came out, and I remember hearing, I think the first single, I think I could be wrong on this, was Rhythm of Love. And I mean, that was all right. But I think my favorite off of there is always going to be Love Will Find a Way. That kind of has a soft spot in my heart because there is personal attachment to that tune. But I bought that brand new too. I'm trying to think. God, when was the last time I bought a brand new Yes album? Sheesh. That might have been it, to be honest with you, because after that, I do remember getting the Anderson, Bruford, Wakeman, and Howe brand new. That was what, 88? So yeah, for some reason, I didn't even buy Union. I didn't buy any of those other ones brand new. I'd find them in the clearance, like the Calling. I remember getting that in Union was like 99 cents or a buck 99 or some crap. And I remember finding really good stuff there. I know, right? I mean, I don't know. To me, I thought it was a good 1-2 punch. I mean, 90125 is always going to be the one everybody talks about. But I like Big Generator, I think, just as much. I'd say so anyway. But, excuse me. Uh, um, yeah, it's been a long time since I heard it. But I mean, I remember like, okay, so I didn't have that on vinyl because I had a tape deck in my, the hell did I have in 87, 88? Uh, did I have a Jeep? I can't remember. But I used to like, I bought vinyl less. The only time that I ever really, I think, bought any new vinyl, and it probably wasn't even new vinyl. Like I said, by 87, 88, I think I was more a cassette dude, but if I found like vinyl on clearance, I would grab it. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Union CD either. I get the concept. It could have been quite interesting if it was handled better. I'll say that much. I hate flying on an airplane, and my only relief is listening to Shoot High, Aim Low during take. Oh yeah. So far, it's worked out for me still alive. Darren, here's my advice to you, okay? If you're going to be flying on an airplane, all right? If you're going to be flying on an airplane, here's what you don't want to listen to: Buddy Holly, Big Bopper, Richie Valens, Jim Croce, Leonard Skinner, The Gods, Chase, Aaliyah. I hope you're writing all these down. Who the hell else died in plane crashes? Oh, John Denver. That was his fault. He didn't gas up the damn plane. Jackass. Anyways, 30 years late, but the album that got me into Yes was The Ladder. I actually have heard good things about The Ladder. I don't have that one. I don't think I've ever. Oh, yeah, that's right. And Stevie Ray Vaughan. We can't forget him. You know what's so bad, though, in a way about Stevie? I always felt bad about this. Steamy Ray Vaughan, as South Park would say. I mean, he was trying to clean up. He had his act together. I mean, I heard that this dude, like on stage, he'd drink. This was before he got sober, so he'd drink, and then something about like the ingestion of that and the drugs that make crystal rock cocaine in his gut. I'm going, that's messed up. Oh yeah, that's right. Hang on a minute. Ricky Nelson, yeah. Otis, thank you. See, I love. Okay, yes. Yeah, hell, let's still. We're gonna keep it. It's a flight issue. That's where we're gonna keep going on this anyway. Was a big Yes fan. Had to sell my Yes box a number of years ago with my King Crimson box. Jeff, if I remember correctly, I can't remember the name of the band, the offshoot that got authorized by the Fripp estate. There's going to be several King Crimson members, and they're coming to OKC, but you're going to have to look it up. Yeah, well, I saw the Union tour with my ex-wife and a friend. We walked out halfway through. Ooh. Next time I get in a taxi, remember to play Eddie Cochran. Oh, he's got a point. He really does. Shot at Jack with a grandma. Yes, thank you. Shot of Jack with a gram of Coke in it. That's what he would do. And then it would crystallize in his damn stomach. Isn't that crazy? I'm like, the things that people figure out. I guess that beats toad licking. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Patsy Cline, too. I wonder when the plane crash was, did she fall to pieces? Ooh, too soon? That was 60 years ago. I had that Yes box. It was great. Hold on. What's up, sports fans? Yes, the first box. Oh, God, guys. Oh, dropping a link here again. But so here's some fun to tell you guys. In a couple weeks, my work schedule. Oh God. Okay. Hold on a minute. Factoid. Oh boy. You don't like the. Oh God. You don't like the toad. You smoke the sits. On the unreleased Beavis and Butthead episode. Score. Anyways. God. So in a couple of weeks, my work schedule changes. I'll be out by 6 p.m. Yes, that means Psycho might be able to do some more nighttime shows. Maybe like one more during the week. A shorter one, though, you know. When Billy Joe goes, I wonder if it'll be a heart attack, tack. Yeah, I think it will. And then you know how that heart attack, tack, what is caused by? It was caused by pressure. I'll probably go to hell for that, aren't I? All right. Well, Paul, I'll see about that OKC concert. My Lady Joy likes rhythm and blues music. That's right. I heard that there's going to be a concert at the Zoo Amphitheater in OKC. I heard that Blind Lemon Chitlin and Blind Lemon Pie will both be performing. Look them up in Google, kids. They're real. Synchronicity Super Deluxe drops on time. And I'll tell you something. Michael, can you maybe drop me in the comments? Is there any unreleased stuff? That's what I'm really concerned about because, yeah, Psychonauts. Because I always loved the Police. All right. I mean, I'll admit my first album, though, like when I got turned on to them, I mean, I heard Roxanne. I remember hearing that probably almost brand new in the late 70s on radio, okay? But my first album, and it was because a buddy of mine lent me his Police tapes, was Ghost in the Machine from 81. I want to say I probably got it about, right around when Synchronicity came out because he let me borrow both those tapes and I was listening to them in my Walkman. And I was just like, wow, these guys are something else. Oh my God, that's right. Tomorrow Ringo's going to be 84. Jeez. When I'm 84. He still looks damn good for 84. I don't know what his secret is. Unless he knows where the Ponce de Leon fountain is. Or maybe he's got a Lazarus pit. See, you Batman geeks will know that joke. All right, you can't see the emojis, damn StreamYard. The emojis are disappeared like Martin McGrath. At least in Joe's stream. We are all getting older, you betcha. I'll be 57 in September. And I feel a hell of a lot older than that most days. I have more gray hair than him, and I'm 50. Well, we know it's got to be a color job, right? For Ringo. Or somebody's calling me. Who's calling me? Healthcare.
You don't have
that. Not sponsored by healthcare. Oh, yeah, Mike, that's right. You're a month before me. 57 in August. That'll be my Heinz birthday, you see. Heinz ought to give us 57-year-olds like free ketchup, free mustard, free pickle relish. free shrimp cocktail sauce, free whatever the hell they've got for 50. And by the way, guys, just a factoid trivia point. Heinz 57, I thought for many, many years had to do with like 57 varieties. No, that has nothing to do with it. But don't ask me what the origination is. But the 57 has nothing to do with 57 varieties of sauces. Tartar sauce. Isn't that a swear word for SpongeBob? He yells tartar sauce. I wish my voice was better, guys. Sorry. It'll be all right probably by Wednesday. I hope. At least it better be. Maybe that's the next thing that's going to go too, huh? Oh, boy. All right, what? Yes. Oh, boy, they left me a voicemail. God knows what. Do you have proper health care? I see Maris has been very busy. It's been doing lots of things. Lots of videos. I've caught most of them. I have. And I think if you're still here, okay, here we go. Drugs help Paul. Nah. What? They do. Excellent says they do. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing, okay? So my first guest, when he was a little kid, well, not a little kid, but like about 12, I remember hearing about this story. In fact, if I remember correctly, it was in the Weekly World News that he, up in Canada, there's your hint, up in Canada, he was on his bike, banana seat, really good classic Schwinn stuff. Schwinn, and accidentally hit a tree. Now, he didn't have a bike helmet. I'm not sure why, okay? Maybe. But so he gets off the bike, all right, he's out for a little while and gets up and he's staggering back home. So he gets there, opens up the door, right? To a little surprise. Because the guy that is in the living room goes off after the kid goes and says, "Hey, Dad, I'm home." The guy turns around and he goes, "You're no son of mine," because he was in the wrong house. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Grawbert.
Going to be,
this comes off the top of my damn head just as I'm going.
I think you're going to be known for that. I forget her name. What's her name? Carrie from Sarah Jessica Parker, Sex and the City, known for puns. That
I wouldn't know.
They used to mock on Saturday Night Live all the time.
You know what? What? It was so stupid. It would make me laugh. The Californians. I'm going, because they're making fun of the soap opera thing, but it was the voice. It was the way they did the voices, and Bill Hader was I love Bill Hader.
He's the best.
When he cracks up, because he can't hold it. I'm like, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, Bill Hader is like one of those. He's like true classic. Classic.
Ladies and gentlemen,
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. My next guest. It's been a little while since I've seen him. Okay. And I'll tell you this much, okay? Out where he's at in Western Oklahoma, I think, and I love it. He's a good guy. This guy's a great guy. And when he can, he's always jumping for joy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Kendall.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? See what I did there? Oh, look at it.
Oh, this is Ace. He always comes up with my streams with me.
Where is Toby Tobies?
And I got Dio on the other side.
You got Ace and Dio, your cats. Yes.
And I got a couple more. Dio's not named after a rock star, by the way.
Now, Jeff, let me ask you something. When it gets to be feeding time for those cats, is Dio always last in line?
No. I've been eating those. I've been eating on a chicken diet, and I give everybody a bite of chicken, and Dio will eat his, and he'll try to grab his brother's fit food. So yeah.
See, that would have been funnier if the other cat was named Vivian Campbell. Anyways, that's funny because we just had fried chicken for dinner here, and of course Toby got to have some chicken. Yes, yes, I know, right? Their little grandson. Yes. So, how is everything in the worlds of Darren and Jeff?
Good. I'm a little tired because a lady had to move out of one of our apartments. Her mom's got cancer real bad in Oklahoma City, and she had to move up there. So we have one open apartment, but we feel like it's going to be. Somebody's already talked to us about it, and she only moved out this morning. So, yeah, we saw you moving out this morning. Do you have an opening? I said yes. They want to come by Tuesday and look at it. So, okay, I thought, damn, that's
nice.
Good.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't think you could have asked for anything more, really.
Yeah. So, okay. What are you doing, Ace? Ace always comes up with me when I'm with Doc Dawkins on Sunday,
Yes, indeed. Hopefully, maybe I can come on an occasion on Sunday too.
Okay, that's good. Excuse me, Ace Drill.
Oh, good. Drool's better than the other byproducts.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So I mean, so everybody's been doing good. That's good. How about you, Darren?
Things are pretty good. I'm still trying to update my studio. I still have this paint job that's been like a year overdue. So I'm trying to clear things out, but at the same time too, it's like I think, okay, well, I'm going to push it back like ever so far, and then I do. Then it's like then my keyboards are kind of like tucked away, and then I want them out.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of going back and forth with that. But apart from that, I've been reviewing albums a lot lately.
Yes, you have. I saw that.
Yeah, going kind of crazy. Well, because I was out of commission for, I want to say like maybe 2 months, and then I realized it was I thought my turntable had sort of died, but it turns out it was my phono
preamp.
My phono preamp.
Yeah.
So I have sort of a borrowed one right now, which it does. It does okay, but I want a better one. But in the meantime, I was like, I had a lot of catching up to do because I still have another order that I have to get from my local record guru guy because his shop shut down. Was it like probably about a month ago? So I still have more to pick up there, which is going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's been fun kind of getting back into the groove and getting my my long-winded thoughts out on on the reviews. It's a lot of fun.
But at least you're enjoying that Beatle Monomaster set.
Yeah, that's well, I had it like a long time ago, but sadly I had to sell it. But this time I got, even though I didn't want to pay the price that I did, but I mean, if you want it, I still got a better value than what it kind of goes for in the market, sort of sense. So I did very, very well. And yeah, I've been going through it, and my God, it really, really sounds amazing. Like they really did an amazing job. I could see why it's so sought after. Like it really is. So yeah, there you go.
See, and quality makes the difference. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, and I can't wait to open the book too. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yep, this is July 6th, so 10 days. Mind Games comes out.
Wow.
Oh, right.
Like I said before, I'll get the 2-discer.
Yeah, mine's on the way. Mine's on the way.
Okay, here's one for the peeps. Yesterday, July 5th, 70 years ago. 70, I said. What was significant about July 5th, 1954?
No idea.
1954 was something having to do with Buddy Holly and the Crickets, I'm sure.
Well,
Was I close?
actually, Elvis Presley.
Oh,
The
Elvis.
first
Well,
Sun single.
okay.
The-
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the first Sun single
Mhm.
of Elvis 70 years ago.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, that's all right. And Blue Moon, Kentucky. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff.
Mhm.
And just that it was by accident. They were goofing off. They were goofing around because before that they were laying down schmaltzy quiet stuff,
Mhm.
ballads, crooners, and they tore up in the middle. And Sam runs in the room and goes, "What is that? What is that?" He goes, and they explain. He's like, "We're taping that," and lo and behold,
Mhm.
see, rock and roll accidents can
Yeah.
come true and happen. See, there you go, and that's important too.
Yep,
Yes,
that
it
was
is.
54, the year my father graduated from high school. He said he remembers hearing "That's All Right, Mama" and "Blue Moon, Kentucky" on country radio
Wow.
before actually rock and roll radio was what it was.
I watched a really cool documentary on was it Elvis's comeback special
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on NBC.
58.
The funny thing was like I think it must have been the 90s. My friend came over to my home, and we were just sitting there. We were flipping through it's your equivalent to MTV. We have much music here in Canada,
Right.
and we were flipping through, and they had broadcast that show, and like my friend and I were not really like we like Elvis like for the sake of it's
Mhm.
stuff like that. We were never like really turn it on, but anyway, we just kind of we flipped through it, and we flipped through it like through all the channels again. We kind of came back to it, and we just started watching it, and we kind of got mesmerized. I mean, literally mesmerized by the guy, and just listening to him and just listening to the musicians that he had with him. We were just like looking at each other like, my God, he sounds absolutely incredible. Like
Mhm.
really, really good.
Yeah.
So I watched this documentary probably, I don't know, a couple of months ago for sure, and about the making of it and just people being interviewed behind the scenes and stuff like that. That was very, very interesting. I think that's one I would really, really like to get on vinyl. Is that one.
Definitely. That was Elvis's second wind, if you
Yeah.
think about it.
Mhm.
And I still remember that, Colonel didn't get it. He didn't understand. He tried to shove a Christmas song. I'm like, no, you do not need to have a Christmas song in that special.
Yeah, I think the closest he came to Oklahoma, he played Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's
Mhm.
right.
Dallas,
I forgot
Texas.
about that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, interesting. And I only have one Elvis album in my collection. I should get more. I asked about this a while last year, I'm sure. But I got this. It was sort of more of a demo. It came out. I can't remember the title of it for the life of me, but it came out on Record Store Day, and it was more, I think, kind of in his 70s era, but it was more outtakes and demos and stuff. And my God, even that sounded really, really good. I was like, my God, like Elvis is just a phenomenal musician. Like, I think that's the thing that people forget about him, just how really great his voice and his guitar playing. He's a very, very good guitar player.
He influenced so many other people,
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest. Okay.
More great.
Truthfully, I think that this gentleman, could have sworn I remember gleaning from an interview with Carole King back in the early 70s, and how her and Dave Palmer, who of course was the original singer for Steely Dan's Can't Buy a Thrill Out, they both co-wrote this song, and supposedly this gentleman was the main reason for writing the song. We're talking about, that's right, the jazz man himself, Wyoming Dave.
Aha.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Hello.
Hey Darren.
Yes.
how are you?
I've never
Actually,
been. I've never been on the same panel as Jeff before. Hey, Jeff.
Good. Nice to finally meet you.
You too, Jeff.
Mhm.
we got a bunch of good eggs here. Why can't
Yeah.
I see Dave's comments?
I know,
Uh-oh.
Ron.
I don't
That's
know.
weird. I don't have it blocked or anything. I know.
No.
Before we get
And I
into
don't
it,
know.
before we get into it, Dave, I gotta tell you, I haven't forgotten about you.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah, no. The like I said, my local record guy, he really virtually just closed shop. Like he closed the business, but he still owned the building.
Yeah.
So he had to clear everything out. So he's been really, really busy. But yeah, he still has about another, yeah, at least another 5, 6 albums that I have order
Cool.
print. Once I get that, I'll just forward it right on to you. I just haven't picked it up yet. That's
Oh, no
all.
problem, Darren. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Yeah.
You'll get it. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. Thanks.
It's a great album too. You'll love
Yeah.
it. Actually, it's the only one without Phil Collins.
It's was Phil Collins only on two albums with Brand X, or how many?
No, he was on.
Three?
No, he was on. Actually, he was on all of them except Masks. That was the only
Wow.
one.
Yeah. Okay.
Except for the later ones that they did. I think they did a couple.
He did two out. They did 2 albums after Mask Product and. No,
Oh yeah, product. Phil Collins is on, and then the other one after that is there anything about, which is pretty much. It's pretty much outtakes from that same album. So he's on that. So even though it's listed in 1982, that's when it was actually put out. But
Okay.
he's still on it. Actually, that's even a better one than Product. Product is amazing. They're just so great. Actually, there's a really, really cool there's a thing I want to get. It's really expensive though. There's a gentleman selling all Japanese pressings of all the Brand X albums,
Yeah.
and I'm so tempted to get it. I really am. But the thing is, like, he's not showing what do you call it? Like he just says near mint. But when you look at the pictures, they do look near mint. And I know there's always that sort of protection thing that eBay does give you. But like, it is a lot of money. But at the same time too, it's like, yeah, I'd like to really have those because they'd be cool. Because I never found like all those jazz fusion albums. A lot of them came out on the Passport label, which is I believe that's the American one. But these are all pretty much coming from the Charisma label, but distributed through a Japanese, I guess, distributor or whatever.
Do they say Japanese pressings sound really, really quiet and good?
The Passport?
All you guys do that? I don't. But no,
Sorry,
I've had a bunch of
Japanese pressings.
I've had a bunch of Japanese pressings and they sound wonderful. They're expensive. They sound great. Yeah.
I should have grabbed them. I was at a estate. There was a estate sale 1 or 2 years ago where I live. I didn't get it. I passed on 2 Japanese pressings. Damn it. I should have picked them up now.
I have a really cool Japanese pressing of Grease.
Oh, Grease soundtrack. Yeah.
What the heck?
You know what? As silly as it sounds, it does sound great. It really does.
That's a good movie too, Grease.
Yeah.
The first one,
Yeah, we always used to, just dance up and down with that album. It was a great album, but I just thought the girl that I was seeing at the time, she kind of, like, we were at a record show in Burlington, Ontario, and we kind of came across this guy, and all he was selling was Japanese pressings, and she kept pushing me, saying, "Oh, get the Grease." I'm like, "No, that's so silly." But anyway,
YouTube
she convinced me, and I got it, and I got it home. I was like, "Wow, it's actually really good." But it's like, that's not the one I really wanted.
I can remember some of those Japanese pressings being upwards of $25 to $30, and that was in the 80s.
Right. Oh, the Beatles and the Monkees stuff. I saw that.
Oh yeah, all those bootlegs.
Oh,
And you can see your wallpaper, and you see my wallpaper. My one picture.
yeah.
There's a hand-drawn picture. I got it.
That's a nice picture, though.
Yeah, I got it last year at the state fair. It was a birthday
Sweet.
present.
Who's that behind you, Jeff?
The Beatles. See,
Oh, Beatles.
it's a hand signed.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
tell.
My lady, we were at the state fair last year, and there was this Japanese guy drawing. That was $25, and he said for another 25 he would frame it. And I said, we'll frame it ourselves. So $25,
Yeah.
and yeah, really nice.
Now that is kick ass.
Oh yeah,
Finding a Little Richard's debut album by a local record store.
yeah.
Those would be hard to find.
No kidding. No
We don't
kidding.
have- We don't have a record store here. Well, I have to go to Norman or Oklahoma City.
Wow, that is sad.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think. Oh God, wait a minute. Was that today or next week? There's a record show. I want to say it's either Norman or Edmond,
Mhm.
Oklahoma. It's on Facebook. I try sharing all that stuff
Mhm.
for everybody.
We'll see. Mhm.
Jeffrey Karen.
Probably him. Let's see a picture, and we've got the one picture
He's a
here.
smart ass.
Oh, dang it.
Yeah.
Last year. I've heard that one.
That Japanese edition of Grease, though, that you were talking about, though, that's the one thing about those kind of pressings is that you listen to that, right? And you feel real full after listening to it. And then an hour later, you want more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, got away with that, didn't I? Okay. That I know that was bad. That was horrible.
Look for decorating tips around.
Looking for decorating tips.
I don't think I have any more. Yeah, I don't have any Japanese. I think that's the only one I have. Come to think of it, but yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't mind getting more.
Mhm.
Who's the gentleman? Ron Beaudry. He used to post a lot of Japanese stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really loves his Japanese stuff.
Yeah, I used to have loads of them. You switch to CDs when you get older.
Yeah.
One of my favorites, I found a Japanese copy of. You remember the John Lennon collection?
Yes.
That one came out in '81.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That one was a favorite of mine. But
Yeah.
there was a bunch of other like a couple of King Crimson albums and some Rolling Stones, and
Yeah.
I found a Japanese copy of Some Girls on
cool.
was it yellow vinyl, something like that.
Oh, wow.
That was like '82, so it's probably who knows what it's worth now, but
I've only got, other than the monkey's head, which I've shown before,
Mhm.
the only other Japanese pressing I've got, and I know Dave's going to appreciate this, but I picked it up for 99 cents in a vintage stock here in town.
Yeah.
And it was the first album of Gilberto from '64.
Oh,
Japanese press, Japanese, like the liner notes that you could pull out were all in Japanese.
Mhm.
They showed, I think it was one side, it was at the other side, showed a lot of the Verve jazz recordings with Japanese writings for descriptions. And I'm going, this is pretty damn cool. And I put that thing on the turntable. That thing sounded beautiful. Probably one of the best 99-cent records I ever found.
Mhm.
I got lucky on that one.
I have the US version of that one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The US one's good too, but that Japanese one was sweet. It wasn't original though. I figured it out. I think it was like 1980 or 81 press.
Mhm.
So still really nice.
Mhm.
Much more after.
Yeah. See, I was trying to do the joke, Michael, and I kind of failed on that.
Yeah, I'm glad you have vintage stock because we have a vintage stock in Norman and 2 or 3 of them in Oklahoma City. They're
Oh, yeah.
pretty good stuff. Mhm.
See, eventually I need to, because we only have the one in Rogers and then the one in Fayetteville.
Mhm.
And I need to get down to Fayetteville again, I think, between now and the end of the month, because I want to try to find that Hawthorne Heights CD for my kid. He gets to go see him at the end of the month. They're going to be here. He gets to go play cornhole with Hawthorne Heights.
Right. And also with Mind Games coming out, I want to get that copy of Uncut, the magazine that's coming out next month here.
Yes.
But it's got the linen cover and it's got some some songs from the Mind Games box on the CD.
Oh,
Yeah.
I may have to check that out too.
Yeah, right now it's on
Yeah.
eBay, but you have to spend upwards of $30. I'm not spending $30 for a magazine. I'm going to wait next month, early August. It'll be available in the U.S. I think. So,
Right, I'll just go to Barnes and Noble.
yeah, it should be there.
Hey, you have all that. Hey, pick a
Mhm.
the Taiwanese. Oh God, that's another thing. Have any of you guys
Serious?
come across any of the Taiwanese pressings of anything? I have. Any of you guys?
No.
I don't remember. I've bought a bunch of Japanese. I may have, but it's been a long time ago. You know,
I liked it that they were colored vinyl. It was beautiful stuff. But you're talking mimeograph paper sleeves. I'm like going, you really? But from what I've heard, and I could be wrong on this, okay, that well, it depended on whatever the release was. I've seen some bad ones, but I have seen some good ones too, Randy. You're right. In fact, I came across one today, and if it was reasonably priced, I would have bought it. And it was a box tops Taiwanese. It was The Letter, the album The Letter.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, it didn't even the box tops back then. But if I remember right, those Taiwanese pressings were mainly, I mean, people in the regular markets could get them, but they were put in military bases, like you know, the surplus supply stores to buy. And I'm just going, oh boy, I've seen a couple Beatles ones, and I'm like, oh, they look cool, but I'm like, they wanted. I even saw a Badfinger one once. See, hold on a minute, leave that up for a minute. I love me some box tops.
Yeah.
Look how
it was that album.
It's a good album for
but it was mimeographed and it was in yellow. So it was, just imagine that cover being yellow.
Bell Records, yeah.
Yep.
Copy.
Yep. I mean, back then on Bell, you had what? Box Tops, Syndicate of Sound, and Purify Brothers.
Got this
one. Oh, look at excellent. Yeah, I want all the Box Tops albums. I think I only have the greatest hits. Ain't she a cutie?
Yeah.
It's like, move that teddy bear, man.
Like 60s. Yeah.
Okay.
Does anybody have? Actually, I should ask now that Randy's here. I know he's got massive collections. Does anybody have or been familiar with Brazilian pressing? There's a couple of Genesis things that I've been kind of eyeing. And even there's a couple of Tears of Fears that are kind of unique pressings where, for some reason, that's the only country that pressed them, for example, and they're only available on CD. So I was kind of, and it seems to me that about 4 or 5 that I'm really, really interested in always come from Brazil. So I just wondered if anybody had experiences with those pressings.
Well, I heard getting the Brazilian wax jobs down there for that stuff was what? I'm talking about vinyl.
Oh, geez.
You guys helped me make these puns.
I went to Acapulco, Mexico with my parents one year. And I had a chance to go into a record store. And I didn't buy anything, but the stuff I saw, I was like, you know, I was looking at Rolling Stones. I almost bought a Mexican copy of Some Girls.
Wow.
But I passed up. You know, it said Rolling less, you know.
I don't know why I happen to have this as soon as you said it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to pull this up a second.
Okay.
So this isn't original, unfortunately. This is 1981.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take this out of the plastic so you guys can get the idea on this. This was, though, a copy of a Beatles EP.
Oh, yeah, the Mexican EPs.
Yes, and I ended up paying, I'm going to turn the light on in a minute here, guys, but I think I paid like $8, I think, for this item. But
oh, yeah.
okay, and then I know you can't see that very well, but it's
No problem.
it's very tiny. And then
Yeah.
The
this
front
is
cover's
what
good
you'd be
enough.
looking at is EMI label like that.
No,
But
I
it's not that bad of a press though. It actually sounds pretty decent for what it is. But they made a bunch of them in the reissue
Yeah.
program.
saw a
So-
couple of the Mexican EPs on Apple at one time.
See, that would have been cool too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think, God, in my original collection, I had one or two Monkeys 45s Japanese. I know that I'm trying to remember what singles they were. I want to say it was Last Train and Stepping Stone. I had those, but like the only import I've got monkey wise, I think I showed it here before, but I can't remember, was the Valerie Tapioca Tundra in Germany sleeve. But they were like so lazy over there in Germany. They basically took the sleeve photos for the Daydream Believer US sleeve and slapped it on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's why I almost missed it. And I'm going, oh, I already got, wait a minute. I'm like, firstly, seeing the title. Secondly, seeing that RCA in the corner, I'm like, not bad. How
Yeah.
much? And I'm like, $6? You betcha. So yeah. Excuse me for a minute, gentlemen. I'm going to turn the
Okay.
light on, go grab some coffee. You three talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
And when I get back, we will finally get to what is this title all about today?
Oh no.
Me from rock and roll Jude.
And talk amongst ourselves.
Hey, Jeff, you live in Oklahoma?
I
correct?
do.
When I was 12, let me see, 10, something like 12 years old, I've been to Tulsa and Hominy, Oklahoma to visit people we used to know.
Mhm.
I've been to Oklahoma once when I was a kid.
I live just south of Oklahoma City.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Tulsa is a couple of hours that away from Oklahoma City.
I remember Tulsa had some amusement called the Bells Amusement Park I went to too. It's gone,
Yeah.
gone now. It's gone. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, we had a couple of amusement parks in Oklahoma City as well. We had Spring Lake and Wedgwood in Oklahoma City. Yeah, they're both gone.
I'll have to wait till Paul gets back. This is the only monkeys out of my head.
Oh yeah,
Good one.
I got to get some more.
Yeah.
He's back.
That's one group I never got into is the monkeys.
Well, I sort of like. Oh, Paul.
Hey, of course you show it while I'm gone. What do you show? Stereo press?
I like the show as a kid.
Stereo press?
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's a stereo pressing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to find a mono.
Yeah.
Who's got a mono for a semi-reasonable price?
Birds, the bees, and the monkeys.
Yep.
Okay, how many of us have seen the original Monkeys when they were a little kid?
That was before I was born. That show.
7 years old. I was at the old convention center in Oklahoma, or it was the fairgrounds, I think, in Oklahoma City. August of 1967.
Nice.
Concert. Cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool.
I had my ears were ringing for 2 days, and I was talking on another stream on Ski Lodge. They play Davey sang "I Want to Be Free," and you couldn't hear the song.
Mm.
I used to love that cool. I don't know if it was a Charger that they drove. That really. Cool
Oh yeah, the
car.
Monkey Mobile.
Yeah,
GTO.
I love that thing.
I think it was a 66 GTO.
Mhm.
Beautiful. If I ever were a 66 or a 67, I would paint it in that color and make the monkey. I'm not kidding you. I would make my own monkey mobile. I know it cost me a lot of money, but I'm like that, and I want my own Batmobile. Damn it!
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the working flame, and there's a parachute, and then just pull that if you need it. Anyways,
I've seen reruns of the Monkey Show TV show a few years ago. A few of them.
I got to see the Monkeys in '67. Then I got to see the reunion Monkeys Trio in '86.
see, that's cool
So
too.
I got them a couple of times.
Cool.
So let me think. That was that also with the grassroots Gary Puckett?
Yeah, with
Herman
one
Hermits, right?
grassroots with
Yeah,
Rob
yeah.
Drill,
Yeah.
Gary Puckett, one Gary Puckett, and one Gary Puckett with no Union Gap, and the Hermits without Peter Noon.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, it was without Peter Noon.
yeah. Yeah, the lead singer had a beard. It wasn't Peter Noon. There was a couple of guys in the band. The guy who had the glasses, his name was Leck.
Yes.
He was in there, and then the drummer. I recognized the
Barry. Leck and Barry. Okay.
Barry and Leck were both in the Hermits after Peter Noon left.
Okay. Well, that's still
my
cool,
comment.
nevertheless.
Gary
Yeah.
Puckett had a good singing voice. I like
Yeah,
singing.
even back then. Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing about Mr. Puckett. Why did every hit in regards to young love, every song that he sang was creepy? Because if you're taking it from whatever age he was when he was singing that, you're sitting there going, you almost need to be on Catch a Predator, don't you? Just by the way you sing certain songs here, buddy.
Young girl.
He was singing to young girls, so.
Oh, of course. Yes. Well, let's hope it. I'm kidding, Mr. Puckett. Not that he's going to watch this damn thing, but and now somebody will be like, hey, Gary, look at this. But he's being an asshole. So the thing is that I think my favorite song is probably Over You.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I just like the way that, and the drum line in that thing is just really good too. I like that.
Yeah.
But so let's, oh yeah. Okay. So here we go for a second here. I saw that tour. Puckett came out in tight leather. Oh God, no.
I don't remember him wearing leather pants.
Tight leather pants and a wife beater
in Oklahoma
t-shirt.
City because there were a bunch of kids watching the show. So
that almost sounds, isn't that what John Cougar Melon Tumor used to come out in the mid 80s?
Mm-hmm.
John Cougar Melon Tumor. You know what? I don't like him anymore either. He's a crab ass. Oh, hang on a minute.
Was that the hit? Oh, that's an album. Okay.
It has Young Girl. And
Mm-hmm.
And look at the look on the rest of those guys now. Now, if I'm wrong, that gentleman there next to Gary, okay, we're looking at the camera, so it's the second from the left.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like somebody that would be in an Amish jug band.
Oh yeah, I see where.
Yeah.
And the guy and the fourth guy, the one on the right to Gary Puckett,
Sorry.
Yeah.
looks like he might have possibly been in an illegal offspring to Rip Taylor.
Yeah.
And the guy at the end looks like it could have been Richard Thomas's brother, John Boy Wall.
Oh, John Boy, yeah.
The fourth guy looks like either Sonny Bono or Doc Severinsen.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, more like Doc than Sonny, but yeah, I see your point.
Yeah, I have a.
The buzzer has sounded. That answer was incorrect. It was truly. Now, who gets the board? I mean,
there we go.
Yeah, there you go. Gee, Gary, you think maybe you were Robin Paul Revere minus the tri-corner hats? You don't think you could come up with anything original, could you?
Yeah.
But then again, it was a different war. You know, I mean, Paul Revere were doing revolutionary. You know, Gary Puckett was doing Civil War.
And the cover looks like kind of reminds me of a Birds album.
They actually look like the Discount Beatles. Yeah. Wait a minute, wasn't there a South American band that was like that? Discount Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh God, the guy on the left could be Robbie Williams' father. I didn't think about that. Oh God, cousin Oliver. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that. There you go. See, they just got done. Killing some Rebs.
Yeah.
Now, you Southern audience, don't get pissed off. They just someday you'll rise again. It's just not going to be today. All right.
I don't necessarily buy the albums for the hit singles. I like the album cuts sometimes.
Yeah.
The album cuts.
Well, I found a budget hits comp. I like to find stuff cheap.
Well, of course.
And I found it for a couple of bucks at one of my thrift stores.
Cut, yeah.
Yeah.
The hair. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, it was 60s, so yeah.
All right. So it's that time. Yes, it is. To explain today's album title. From me Free Me, excuse me, from Rock and Roll Jude. Free Me from Rock and Roll Jude. Now, I did do a little trick here, and it wasn't a cheap trick, but we will go down the line here. I see I'm slightly behind, just a teensy bit.
Okay.
So I'm sorry, gentlemen. So this first album, excuse me a minute. What? Show him the Spider-Man poster. Well, maybe in a little bit I'll show Spider-Man. How about that? He wants me to show a Spider-Man drone. Anyways, so June of 1980. We're going for this first one here. June of 1980. This solo, which it's really not a solo album. It's kind of tricky. It really, really is. Some of you people may have even come across it in a dollar bin or cheapo bins or whatever, which is exactly where I found this. And I remember seeing 2 videos off of this from MTV. I never did see the movie. Yes, that's your hint. It's a soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing. Remember I said June 1980. This album was recorded in the early part of that year. Now, the surviving members of this classic 60s band are all on this release.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we're not sure if they're all together, which I'm assuming in parts they are, or separate tracks. So, no, the movie is not called Free Me. But McVicker is.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, I've been wanting to get this for quite some time. I just forgot. Now, this is a gold stamp promo, okay? Here's the front, here's the back. And see here, I'll pull this out. I said I'll pull out. Anyways, here's your inner sleeve. See, you got different pictures from the movie, which of course has to do with the criminal. I think his name was John McVicker, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
This will be on Polydor. All right. On Polydor.
Oh.
And then so basically, if you remember the 79 tour, which of course, unfortunately, just maybe 6 months before,
Right.
was the 11 that got trampled on in Cleveland and died.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that touring band. So you got Roger, Pete, John, Kenny Jones, and John Rabbit Bundrick are all on this release, along with Dave Maddox, Herbie Flowers, and a handful of other session people on here. So I think that's pretty damn cool. Now, Free Me was the first one I heard. And Cincinnati. Did I say it wrong? I'm sorry. Yes. But yeah, then the other one, of course, that was a bigger hit, and it was a top 25.
It's on your low. Yeah.
Very good. You are correct.
I've heard that song.
I was
Very-
a DJ
I
at
love
the
that
time.
song.
I used to play it. Yeah.
I love that song. I think it's a great little song.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I think that is pretty cool. Trying to think if there's anybody else I'm missing out of all of this, but there was actually 1 or 2 jazz sidemen that are on this thing too. Frankie Riccotti is one of them. Okay. I tried to do a little bit of research, but yeah. So see, I cheated a little bit. Free Me was the single to the soundtrack of McVicker. Now, okay, this next one, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I tried to pull up information for this album, and if you guys know anything about this, please put it in the comments. I tried through Wiki. I tried to find it on the artist page, and it's not there. I even tried going to YouTube to try to see if I could pull up some stuff, and either I'm searching wrong or whatever. So a couple shows ago, I showed you guys out there my first Pickwick record, which was Chantilly Lace 1977 reissue of Hello, Baby, the Big Bopper. But that's not who this is. This is one of my favorite 60s and 70s singers, But on Pickwick, the rock and roll LP from Nielsen.
Really, Nilsson on Pickwick.
No.
Nielsen on Pickwick. Here's the front. Here's the back with very young shots.
Mhm.
Okay. So does that mean that these, plain white sleeve, nothing interesting about that. You got your gray. This is actually in minty condition, which is really nice. Probably, hopefully it's not because it sucks and nobody, but I mean, you just had, now I'm thinking here, he does do a cover of 16 tons on this LP, but it does simply say previously released on Capitol Records, which I'm going, Nielsen was never on Capitol. Nielsen was on RCA. So I'm not entirely sure what this nonsense is. If any, is it demos? That's what I'm beginning to wonder based on the young picture here. Was it outtakes from?
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but still. So that's the rock and roll part. So free me from rock and roll.
Okay.
And then lastly, Jude.
Actually, Elton John's live album 1770 was issued on Pickwick. Reissued.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing that at one point or another.
Yeah.
On
That's the only thing I know about Pickwick.
Pickwick.
And I've seen a couple of T-Rex reissues on Pickwick.
Really?
Well.
Now that I didn't know. That I did not know. So I bought this today. It was on sale. A nice sale. This album's almost 2 years old though. But I'm like, originally $25, marked down to $9.99. And this was vintage stock. And because I was buying this because it was a red tag, it was buy one, get one.
Ooh.
So in reality, if you think about it, I only paid $5 for this thing. Jude from Julian Lennon.
Whoa.
I've heard of that. That's a
Now,
really good album.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to listen to this thing.
Yeah.
It's on BMG. Now, you've got lyric sleeve, both sides, and then custom labels with I don't know what to call this. I guess I would call it seaweed green, maybe olive green, but that's what it is.
Nice.
And and the other one I'm saving for Wednesday, but the one from Wednesday, I'll just give you guys a hint. It was a 90s band that I didn't know made another album. In fact, it's from last year. So that is from me, free me from rock and roll, Jude. And that's what we got for that. Now, yes, it was a maybe okay. So we'll go with early 60s, Tim Allen. I bet you you're pretty right on that. Like I said, I could not come up with any information. Even Discogs did not give me much information. But then again, Discogs doesn't really give a lot of information on anything. Hey, I have not seen you in quite a while. Good to see you.
Elvis Cup guy, isn't his name Wade? Rachel said his name a few times.
Nielsen link. But see, that's the thing. Okay, so it would be funny to actually do, I guess, a different episode, but I don't have enough Pickwick records to justify. You remember K-Tel guy? I miss him. What the hell was his name from Wisconsin? I wonder. Huh?
JJ, he's still on Facebook.
He
I don't see him on any streams anymore, but he's on Facebook still.
I wish he'd come back on. I wonder why he's not.
No, no.
Yeah, see, you're right. That was the first thing I looked for, and it was like, So I'm going to take a guess based on the gray Pickwick that it was in the 70s. That's my guess. Although I know Pickwick did some 80s pressings too, so I could be wrong on all that. Was on J. JJ show a few Sundays ago. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad he's doing fine then.
And I'm thinking those T-Rex Pickwicks were British Pickwicks.
Oh.
It was a hits comp of his earlier acoustic stuff.
It was British Pickwicks, wasn't it?
We're talking like 1979, 1980, a few years ago. Yeah. Plain
Jeez.
Blue cover, T-Rex Greatest Hits Volume 1 on Pickwick.
That's funny.
His earlier stuff. And it wasn't really hits, but they just threw a bunch of songs on there. Yeah.
That's funny. I did not know that. See, you just never know what you're going to find out there in the wild. It's just, I mean, because I remember growing. Okay, so I remember obviously K-Tel. I remember Ronco. I remember, I need to find that Ronco. I think it was called 20 Original Crates, and it had that Wurlitzer on the cover, and it was an orange cover with the Wurlitzer. That was one of my first early ones for the 50s too. And let's see, so Pickwick, and then NFP was another one, but that was 80s.
Yeah, Music for Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest, I don't understand. When he was a little kid, okay, he tried out for the last season of the Partridge Family, okay? This guy should have got it instead of that jackass Ricky, because I bet you his voice here, there would have been an extra season. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Allen.
Oh.
Yeah, don't try to Google it. You won't find it that he auditioned.
Oh, wait,
But
I
he was
gotta
having a ball.
change my background. You won't be able to see anything. Give me a second.
Isn't that right, Tim? You were having a ball at that audition?
Yeah, that was great. Give me
And
a
there was like some
second here. I didn't
fangirl
realize
that could.
I had this on. I did this too
That's
quick. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There was some fangirl that thought you were already a child star.
The
and
album
said,
you
I
have
think I love you.
is kind of a repress of this, maybe changed a little bit.
See, I never seen that one either.
This is on Tower, which is an
Okay, it's Capitol. All right.
Which is where he would have been on Capitol. And
Yeah.
like this has 16 tons on it.
Okay. Then thank you for solving that, because that's what it is.
I don't know if yours does. This also has Nilsson's version of Good Times, which is what they used for the Monkees version a few years ago.
All right, let's see. Oh my God, yes, but it's only 1 minute 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize
it's the basis of what they use. No Gold Jet, they extended it and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the Good Times comes from this album.
Well, thank you. Now the musical detective has solved the case, sort of. There, I like that. Yeah. See, even Mike's going. That's the one.
We're talking about this. I wanted to show you a couple of these things too.
Sure, go ahead. Oh God, Turtles
man.
one. I love the Turtles. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that those are Taiwanese too, but hey, that's neat.
Oh, really?
Orange. Oh, I like that.
A lot of them seem to be on orange, and this one is fairly recent. You can see how I spent 49 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yes.
On there.
Cool.
Oh, jeez.
And, you gotta love the mimeograph backs of them. This one's just black.
Okay.
Yeah,
wow, that's weird that it's just black.
I like these things. Anyway,
1967.
That's enough of that.
A compilation of all 4 of the singles and their respective B-sides that were released during his tenure on the Tower label, 64 to 66, plus 2. Well, thank you. Everybody solved the musical detective on it. Well, I can't wait to listen to it anyway, and that's cool. I mean, I love Nilsson anyway. I'm starting to slowly get them all, but I still need. Okay, I don't need. I want the first 2. What few times I've come across. Yeah, I'm getting there, Tim. I'm slowing her. All right. Yeah. One pill makes you larger. One pill makes you small.
Anything at all.
Yeah, but I haven't come across a copy of Aerial Ballet or Pandemonium Shadow Show. I
have them, and then there's a comp of the two too that's called like Aerial Ballet Pandemonium Shadow Show or something like that. It's the best of. But he remixed them. Every song is different because he remixed them. Yeah. Well, there's 3
I guess
of
I might have to get that too.
I have all 3. There's 3 of those.
Nice. Uh-oh. Darren ran away. He couldn't take it anymore.
No, I'm here. I'm just searching.
He had to take a dump. He had to make some coffee.
too much information.
He had to
No, I'm here. No,
add to his Genesis lovers blog.
no, you know what? Hey, come on. That is not true.
I love you. I'm just kidding. I love you in a manly way. Anyways.
You know, I was looking for some really just kind of obscure albums that I bought that
Yes.
were like in mint condition. I'm so disorganized.
You tease. I thought you were going to be.
Actually, okay, well,
Go look some more. I'm such a bossy bitch. Go look some more.
well, that's one way to get me off your show.
I'm teasing. Go
I
find me
know.
three.
No.
How about
No,
three
no.
obscures? Both three
Well,
for you.
Okay. Well, I don't really want to talk about it without showing it, so I'll wait till another time.
Yeah,
I
they're
had,
the-
but yeah, I was looking.
what do you have? Landmines around the collection? I don't know.
No. It's just that nothing's in order. I've been like stuffing everything.
Look, mine isn't in order either. It was
but
just-
I mean,
I
when
used to care. I would
No,
catalog things by letter. I did not go B A B E. No. Here's the B section. Here's the C section.
well, actually, what I
C
wanted,
section. I
what I
need
wanted-
extra forceps.
what I wanted to show was a really cool near mint. We'll say near mint copy of Jerry and the Pacemakers, Toy Across the Mercy.
Yeah.
Now I had paid.
I
I
know
had
that,
been you know how I guess everybody's got their sort of what do you call it, holy grails, if you will. And I promised myself when I started doing this recollection of everything, I wanted to get anything and everything. So that included K-Tel albums. I've said this before, and I always wanted them sealed. But this particular Jerry and the Pacemakers album, I could never ever find a Canadian version sealed for the life of me. And finally, ironically, it was well, I guess coincidentally, the guy turned out who sold it to me was from Hamilton, and honest to God, I'm not kidding. It even had like the original inner sleeve, like with all the advertisements, like for other albums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And honest to God, it was truly it. The guy kept it meticulous, and I only paid $50 for it, and I was so happy. Honest to God, I was so thrilled to have it. But I wish I could show it to you. It was okay.
Yeah, you'll find it for next time.
Enough talking about something I can't.
Get it out for next time, Jeremy. Jeremy.
That's your homework. The 26 versions of
day.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hang on.
Oh, okay.
Bing. Damn it.
Is it bad?
Bing.
It's
There
not
we go.
really mint, but
No, it's not that one.
yeah, I
Oh,
know.
the
This is
soundtrack.
a
Well, it is
soundtrack.
that one. It's
The
just a
soundtrack.
different cover. That's all.
Yeah,
I
from the
see
movie.
their albums, their
Mhm.
soundtrack on United Artists, which is why I bought it. Jerry and the
Yeah.
Pacemakers on United
Yeah.
Artists.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you know what? It's a great. I mean, it does sound like. Obviously, it does sound like a sort of Beatles ripoff, but honest to God, it like there's some really great songs on that album.
Yeah.
So,
Paul, I found this for $1 too. I've been looking for this forever. I found it
Oh,
for
yes.
$1.
Is that mono or stereo?
Stereo, I'm pretty sure.
They did make it in mono. I'm trying to actually find one. If I find one,
It
go
is,
figure.
it is a cut, so I'm
Cut
assuming
out,
it's
something
a
better than
stereo.
nothing. I'll tell you that.
Cut out, man.
I heard a crazy story about that, and that's basically that it was some of the Wrecking Crew mixed with some of what would end up being area code 615, and they had like all kinds of booze and like a catering table for these guys, and they stayed there all night. That's what they did, and that's how they cut the album.
Wow.
I don't know how true that is, but hey, yeah, Kimba, where are you? Usually she's around. Lurking. Yeah,
She's at work.
Lurker. Is she at
Yeah.
work?
Probably.
He's at work
She
all
works
the
like
time.
7 days a week and then some. So,
Oh, that's right, with the trucker clock. I remember now.
yeah. Okay.
Thank you. I was hoping somebody.
Yeah.
Kimba's gonna kill me. She's like, "You asshole! You back there." Yes, I'm just teasing.
Hey, Tim
Kimba.
Allen. Nice to meet you too, Tim.
I have great people here. I always have great people here. And Tim, I miss you. Damn it, I really
Yeah,
do.
I haven't come up in a while. I haven't. I'm not huge on some of the people that hang around here. I think you know that. So that's my main reason. Nothing to do with you, Paul,
Well,
whatsoever.
Well, thank you.
It's good to see you again, Tim. I guess the last time I saw you was actually on your show, which was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
All right, so VC exclusive. Kimba and Mr. Bizarro are dating. Come out, wherever you are, warriors. Come out and play. Kimba equals pipes. Do the math. Oh, I don't know if I want to know about that.
So you know what I've noticed is that a lot of these, and not that there's anything wrong with it, but a lot of these streams happen in the evening. Now, when I used to watch a racial show, that would always last me here in the East End till I guess around noon or something like that, and then there seemed to be like nothing going on during the day, and I don't really see. I guess because everybody, I assume everybody works, but still, you think for the amount of people that are in the vinyl community, you think they'd be somewhat kind of doing like sort of like I do watch Nathaniel.
Mark, yeah.
I watch him during the day, like well when I can.
They play some good
music. His streams are just great. It's just music, and that's the end of it. It's great. Not to say that there's anything wrong,
right?
But yeah, I don't see too many during the day. It's kind of strange. You'd think to be sort of like a carryover for I guess the afternoon or midday or whatever it is, but it's all in the evening. And even those are not. They seem to be like. Well, I've watched a lot, but I mean, it seems to be like a far and few.
Nathaniel isn't in the States; he's on Mars.
Supposedly, he's on Mars.
Hey, Darren, do you have rambling on your mind? Ramble on, Led Zeppelin, ramble on.
Oh, vaginal, yes.
Otherwise known as SS. I just shorten it to SS.
I know all about you.
Anyways, I was watching The Professor of Rock because I couldn't handle RG's show today because I didn't know half the people that were on the damn thing. And I'm just like, you know what, forget this. And I tripped on Professor of Rock, who he seems to have a decent channel, but sometimes I think he's a little full of himself, but whatever. And he brought up an interesting point about Aerosmith and the Get a Grip LP. How it was a bitch for them to get anything written, and that there was a lot of, there was no secret. There was a lot of outside writers for Permanent Vacation, Pumpin', Get a Grip. But what cracked me up, and I didn't realize it, is that like they took, I guess in a way, they took the same song and recycled it 3 times with different lyrics, pretty much, and they all got to be hits. And I'm like what was it? Angel, Crazy, and Amazing are just about almost the same. And I'm going, I didn't think about that.
I never thought of that, Angel, Crazy.
And I'm just like, because. Well, and then they showed the cover to a future Jukebox from Hell episode. Aerosmith's done with mirrors. And it wasn't a bad record, but it wasn't great. Now, I will say this. I should have just kept the link. I did not know this about Aerosmith, but I guess in 81 that they tried or were thinking, some of them were thinking about doing an offshoot group. And there was a group called Renegade from 1981, and you can listen to some of the demos. But really what it is it's Jimmy Crespo, Tom Hamilton, and Joey Kramer, along with a female. Her name is Margie. And it was interesting, to say the least. Ladies and gentlemen, my next and, for the moment, final guest is a gentleman that really is a hard worker. I'm telling you, when I get to talk to him every so often, through Messenger, he's always working, and there's nothing wrong with that, because like Huey Lewis, this man working for a living, Mr. David Donnelly.
Oh, hey, David. Hey.
Hey, David. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Good evening.
There's been some wondrous stories tonight. Has there?
Haha. Yes, yes, yes. Ding.
Or somewhere near there,
Paul, you did it again.
somewhere roundabout.
Oh, Paul.
How's things going, Dave?
Going well. I just thought I'd pop in. I'm just having a quick cuppa.
Good, good. It's always round the clock.
A quick ciggy. But the reason I'm not always working, it's just that I'm always working at night. Because I just prefer it. I've got my own studio upstairs, and I just like, no one rings, no one knocks on the door, you know, that sort of thing. So I like it, and I get to, you know, obviously I'm self-employed, so I can take a break and watch something like this or that sort of thing. But the last couple of weeks I wanted to come on. I've had a project on that's just, you know, they want to mix by the morning, or they want this that, and the other and stuff, and so it's just like, you know, unfortunately I'm very, very happy with the way things are, but I do have to pay the mortgage, you know.
Can you care to share what that future project that's going to come out is?
Well, this one's quite interesting actually, because I've not done anything like this before, but it's editing. There's a best-selling author in this country called Remy Capo, and he's done a trilogy of hardback books, and he wanted to do an audio book of the first one, and so I booked him in to come here and do that. I've never done like just speech only. I've always been bands or artists, but you know, since COVID and Brexit, I have to do whatever, you know, comes up. And so anyway, did this thing, and it's a long project. It's like an 8-hour audio book, and also he wanted certain bits of music put between the chapters and stuff like that. So it's been interesting. I've never done anything like it, but you know, recording's recording. You know, just get a nice clean sound on the mic. You know,
that's kind of neat. I never would have thought of that, honestly, for that capability.
But he wasn't a great reader. And the thing is like sometimes he'd slip up, and then he's done Google Talks and stuff like that. But when he was just in front of a microphone, he would slip up and stuff. So there's a lot of takes to get through before I get the one that is good. And then sometimes, because I think he was quite nervous about it. I mean, he's in his 70s, so he's like, you know, he's not a young buck or anything, you know. And he would say things like, I don't know, the soldier approached the wooden door at the castle, or whatever, and there's too many gaps in between those last two words, but I didn't hear it at the time, sort of thing. So I've been cutting out those spaces digitally, so it now says the soldier approached the wooden door of the castle. You know, do you know what I mean? It's trying to give him the right rhythm and cadence of and stuff. But so yeah, not the most exciting, but the and then I say obviously, only obviously to me, but I had a new single come out last week, and so myself and Denise, who's did you see the Peaceful Cacophony single? Is that that one's
actually, I'm not going to lie to you. I need to. Shame on me. I guess I had homework.
It's just because you gave me a thumbs up. I thought, oh right, you see.
No, I just was saying. Basically, thumbs up was positive thumbs up, but shame on me for not doing my homework.
I'm really pleased with it, and I sent, instead of doing everything myself, I actually sent it to be mixed and mastered by Mark Anthony Kay.
Okay, Project Gemini. Yes. Yeah. See, I wrote you down. Yeah.
Cool. Mark, so he knows his stuff. That's for sure.
Oh, I just, his albums just sound so good that he did our last single before this as well, and he just, I think it's because I write it, record it, and obviously Denise does lyrics and stuff, but because I'm in charge of the music side, I'm too close to it. I think you have to be a bit of a big boy and just decide that, right, I've recorded everything, I've engineered it as well as I can. Now I've got to give it to someone who hasn't heard it yet, and they'll be able to, without thinking, because if I do it, the guitar is going to be too loud, or the bass will be too, whatever instrument I did last will be too loud.
Bias mixing.
because my ears will be sort of like dead to it because it was the last thing I heard and all that sort of stuff. Plus,
David, what are you using for recording?
I use Logic Pro 10.
Yeah, that's what I've got. Okay. Yeah.
And for quick demos, if I say, I don't know, I wake up in the middle of the night and I've got an idea. I've got a really simple little setup of GarageBand that I can just press a button and everything comes on.
Yeah.
I just slam it down. Even if I sit there doing the drums by going boom, kappa, boom, boom, kappa, boom, kappa, boom, you know.
Yeah. I found a little bit more. I guess because I'm kind of old school, but when I hit, it just seems sort of strange hitting record on a computer. But I use this Tascam Model 24, and it's great. I mean, it is the same sort of thing, but you just you hit record.
Well,
and you don't have to worry about like you just like whatever comes out. It's great.
Are you talking about a Tascam like cassette 4-track?
No.
Oh.
One of the newer ones. It's all analog, but it's got a digital sort of little thing that you can record onto an SD card.
Yeah.
So even if you want to do like with keyboards, I mean, I really do like 2 tracks at a time anyway. So, but still, if you want to start bouncing stuff, it's a really, really great unit, but it does have that sort of same format as the old cassette one.
Yeah.
But they're just using like a little digital, I guess, thing like to record it on.
Right.
But
every now and again.
but I just found Logic so I don't know. It always bugs me because it's like you just you have to get the parameters right. And you're trying to get your mouse and just like mix it all in. And I'm just like, oh man, I just want to play and let like whatever comes out comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I've just got it down to a fine art or something.
Yeah, you probably do. Yeah,
it's just if I've written something, you see, obviously I've got to do the drums first. So I tend to try and know it back to front. I put the lyrics on a music stand and I play the drums, mumbling the lyrics in my head as I go. And then I'll put the bass down. Then I'll put a rhythm guitar down. Maybe stick a guide vocal down, so that tells me a little bit more.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting.
Backstage guest, I do see you. I'm not ignoring you. I ran out of room. But don't go anywhere.
It's a bit of a sausage fest tonight. Where's Big?
I know. Well, I contacted, but you know what? Everybody's got their own lives. So I mean, I wish I knew more women that were into this stuff.
I actually thought I enjoyed our Rachel's Ghost this morning because it was just it was chock full of ladies.
Well, it was. I just didn't know any of them.
Did you not? Did you not know any of them?
I mean, weren't they from the Tomato Show?
That Grace Thorpe, I think she was Grace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
about all I know.
I suppose Grace was on there and stuff. But what I thought was really good actually about it was that I thought it was going to be a bit of I thought, oh no, don't, because they're just going to get picked on or whatever. But that's my ignorance. They were actually asking really pertinent questions about like what's the difference between like a Green label, Warner Brothers label, and the Burbank label and stuff. What's it mean? Yeah. And it actually was quite interesting watching people who don't really get the whole thing, about record collecting. And I, and it was fun. Grace asked, has having a big record collection ever got you laid?
Yeah.
And I just thought that was brilliant. I thought it was great. No, I've never heard anyone ask that, but I suppose I am quite proud of mine. I don't know whether it's, I know the opposite is true. I actually illustrated it like this. Hang on.
It could not get you laid, that's for sure.
There's a Facebook meme.
I gave this as an example that this is the moment that I knew that me and this girl were not probably going to work out. And it was, I was looking through my records and I pulled out 4 singles, all of which had the same track. And she was just looking at me, looking at them and saying, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm deciding which one to play. But she said, aren't they all the same one? And I said, yeah. And I said, I'm deciding what color, to go for, because this is Generation X, King Rocker.
Oh, nice.
Billy Idol's
do I play Billy Idol on red? Do I play Tony James on Pink?
Oh, jeez.
Do I play Bob Durwood Andrews on Orange?
I didn't know about
Or
all
do I
those.
go for Mark Lapp, the drummer, on Yellow? And and she said, "Is that the same song?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, exactly the same." And I said, "Yeah." And it was the look on her face. She looked like a dog that had been shown a card trick. It was like, when you talk to a dog and they go,
They tilt their head, yeah.
it was that. And I thought, oh God, she's really lovely, but we're a bit fucked here, I think.
My manager Donna would have loved that Generation X set.
Oh,
she's a huge Billy Idol fan.
I love these, I love this. And why have I got 4 different colors with 4 different sleeves with it's the same track? I don't know, but that's why we're record collectors, isn't it? There's no logic to it.
That's right.
We're nerds, or we're all slightly on the spectrum somewhere on the line.
Good way to put it. But like I said, I saw a Facebook meme. I know what goes around. I've probably shared it a couple of times. It looks like it's 1950s artwork, and the guy is just sorting through his records.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, it's on the couch, and she's like, and he goes off. He goes, "Can you see that this RCA press has got a darker orange label for the Guess Who? It's a different variant." And you see her word balloon is, "That's nice, dear. Nobody gives a shit."
Exactly.
That's how it is with the people that we're associated with outside.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could prove that very fact by reaching over here and just pulling out my Sweet singles that I've got, because I always remember that Turn It Down is on a darker RCA orange than, say, Blockbuster. And as a kid, that meant something. As a kid, I read the stuff that went around the outside. I could almost verbatim tell you that the rights of the publisher and producer of this recorded work is, all that sort of stuff around the outside, and fantastic.
I remember when I was kind of I guess sort of patted myself on the back with the Beatles Mono Botza, and Johnny chimed in and he says, he goes, "Darren, can I ask you how much you paid for it?" I thought, yeah, sure, why not? I'll tell you. So I told him. He goes, "Oh my God!" He goes, "If my wife ever found out that I even paid like even half or something like that," he says, she'd kill me. And an immediate thought, because I'd been married before, I thought, yeah, that's probably why I'm not married. So it all works out, somehow it does. I shouldn't say that. Marriage is a wonderful thing for some people.
No, I get the point behind what you're saying.
All right. I do have somebody in the backstage, and he's been very patient with me, but I ran out of room, guys, because we're not going to have this problem for very much longer, because I am going to jump to the next level of StreamYard probably by August 1st. And so we'll have a little more room for everybody. But
I'll volunteer to go, Paul.
I love you. It's not, I'm not booting anybody out. It's just, I try to
I'll volunteer to go. I just came up to really to tell you about the Nielsen thing. So
and thank you. You guys you and Mike were musical detectives. Now we know where this came from. So that's like good. Okay.
Well, Tim,
seeing you.
Tim.
Yes, thank you, Tim.
I see you tomorrow, Jeff.
Okay.
Bye.
Tim, before you go. Just say, Tim, before you go, just say, I'm literally, I've got to finish this tea, have this cigarette, and then I've got to go back upstairs to the studio. Although it is 2:15 in the morning, I'm not finishing till 6. Really. So if I've gone, feel free to just jump in my spot.
Okay.
Good to see you. Good to see
you. Know what? I'm gonna go too, Paul.
Oh no, everyone's leaving me. Everyone's leaving.
No, but David, I've never heard your music before. So if you have a link or something that I could purchase or something,
I will put the link
for me.
Oh,
Jeff, hey.
Don't everybody leave on my account. I mean, I didn't try to knock everybody out.
Just the psychic matter question: who the fuck is Jeff Allen?
That's right. That's right. Hey, you know where that comes from?
No.
We were doing a gig in Hamtramck, and my brother Joe's introducing the band, and this one woman all night long kept on yelling "no" every time we introduced a song, right? And so my brother's like, and on keyboards, lead vocals, and other assorted noisy shit, We got Jeff Allen. This woman stands up and she's like, "Who the fuck is Jeff Allen?" And I'm like, "That's fucking." I said, "That's brilliant. I love that."
Take care, Paul. Good to see
you
you.
too.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
Thanks.
Hey, everybody.
Thanks, Darren.
There he goes. Yeah.
Be good.
Oh,
That's great. That's almost as good as I was walking down the street with Rusty Egan from Visage and the Skids and stuff like that, and somebody stopped us, and this person went, "Didn't you used to be Rusty Egan?" And he goes, "I still am." It's like I'm not dead. But I mean, that is his name. That is his name. He didn't use.
That's from Visage, right? Rusty.
Yeah, Visage. Yeah. He didn't used to be Rusty Egan. That's his fucking name, and he's still fine.
Hey, David Donnelly, is it true? I heard from, was it Patrick or someone used to perform with The Cure or play with The Cure?
Yeah, very briefly. Yeah.
I got about three or four of their albums.
Oh, cool. I mean, it's basically I've been friends with Lol Tolhurst since 1981.
Yeah.
We met on the Faith tour, and just became what used to be. I mean, luckily the age demographic in this panel means that I can say we used to be pen pals, and you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But yeah, we didn't have each other's emails back then. It's
very cool. Yeah.
And to be honest, Cure gigs were a way for us to meet up for half an hour afterwards or whatever and have a quick chat and stuff, So, and then in 1984, that was the sort of top period. And although the Cure, they had a lineup they were touring with, it's like Phil, the bass player, Phil Thornley. He was a producer, as you probably know. He was off in Sri Lanka somewhere helping with Duran Duran's Seven and the Ragged Tiger or something, and Andy Anderson, the drummer, had just done the drums on a new version of Hawkwind's Silver Machine with Hawkwind, and everyone was a bit disenfranchised. So what happened was I was staying with Lowell, and it just ended up that whoever was missing, I stood in for. So that was my involvement. I didn't record. Oh, I did the hang. I was in a circle of about six of us doing hand claps on the B side of Close to Me. That's as far as I got in terms of recording with them.
That's interesting.
Nice. And see, that is why me and you are going to have an interview when you aren't so busy, which I know you're a very busy man. We'll wedge it in there somehow. We'll shoehorn it.
Yeah. No, I will. That'd be great because there's loads of really interesting stuff to show that. I mean, I've never shown anyone and stuff, because I haven't. It's like I've got Robert's shirt, I've got a pair of Simon Gallup's boots, and things like that. I can show that sort of shit if people are interested. I've got some rare bootlegs and pressings and stuff just because I pick them up and what have you. And I mean, it's weird. They were like one of my favorite bands, or they became one of my favorite bands. But when I first met Lol, I'd only heard of Forest because I think I saw it on Top of the Pops on a music program or something, and I had no real idea who they were. So it was nice that I wasn't kind of blinded because they weren't very big at the time. It was only a little gig in Norwich that they were there. They weren't famous really. They were like cult band. Yeah, Faith Tour was only. Well, it was third album, but they didn't really break through till Disintegration. Really, I'd say was the big one, wasn't it?
Well, the
United
States, they have their first gold album was like Head on the Door.
Oh yeah, because the In Between Days and stuff. That's right. Yeah,
I have that album, Head on the Door. That's a good one. Excuse me.
That's how I actually impressed my late wife when we were first going together. She said to me that The Cure was her favorite band. And I go, is that right? So I went off and procured some vinyl. I go, this is for you. And she's like, what they did vinyl? You betcha. It's yours now. And then go figure, we ended up getting married and we're together almost 5 years.
Lovely. I'm just going to answer Deadwax 66. Says, can you get me a can of Robert Smith hairspray? You know what? I wish I'd known back then that there was going to be a thing called eBay and stuff like that. The amount of when we were rehearsing at a place called John Henry's rehearsal complex in London. Everyone rehearses there, and the amount of set lists and stuff, you know, like Robert would write out the sets and all that sort of stuff. I mean, just stuff hanging around. I remember seeing like an empty thing of one of Robert's lipsticks, and I put it in the bin because I was tidying up. And if I'd have known, you know, if I'd have known that things like that, I probably could have had a hairspray can and stuff. But I'm afraid, sorry, Bedwack 66, I've let you down, man. Or woman, I'm not quite sure.
Randy, it's Randy.
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
I just took I just took my son and daughter 4 years ago to go see them.
Yeah. It is so weird to see how massive they got, you know, because we used to go down the pub on an afternoon and sit there, and no one would ever bother you, and it was just weird. And then they just, after Disintegration, it went in America, it just went mad, you know, really, really huge, you know. And then, but you see, Disintegration was where Lol left, and you know, I'm quite a loyal fella and stuff, and obviously, you know, you stick by your friend, and he wasn't in a good way as well either. So I didn't listen to The Cure for a long time because I was kind of I know it's weird because I knew them as friends rather than things. So I was kind of annoyed with Robert for not that they'd known each other since they were 5 years old, you know, and I just thought maybe he could have made a bit more of an arm around the shoulder rather than getting annoyed. But then again, I have since been in a band with an alcoholic, and it's an absolute fucking nightmare. As much as you feel for them and you get it, but I did an 5-week American tour once with someone who had a really bad drink problem, and it was just everything had to revolve around this guy, you know, because, you know, all our tour manager had to do this, that, and the other, and oh gosh. I just answered Darren's thing. Sorry, if people ask me questions, I like to sort of say it, and it just said, yeah, I forgot to ask, did I hear right one time that you sat in on a gig for Gary Newman? No, but I can understand where this is going. It's because I'm the guitarist in Visage, and the keyboard player in Visage is David Brooks, who has played for the last 20 years with Gary Newman.
Nice.
So there's quite a lot of pictures of me backstage at Gary Newman gigs, and I think people think that I'm in that, but I'm just visiting David Brooks just to say hello, and, you know, because we're bandmates, you know. So that's why. But Gary Newman's a very nice fella. He's very quiet, what have you. But he's good. He's not. His wife's nice as well. His family's nice, actually. His daughters are lovely, you know.
Cool.
So, awesome. Sorry, that's story time with Davey over for the moment.
Oh, I always like your stories. You got lots of good stuff.
Yeah, you do, David.
I was telling someone the other day, Rachel, I was saying to Rachel, you know, I love these places. I love Rachel's Ghost. I love this place. And it's because it's a safe space for me to talk about music to the degree that I do, because everyone else would just say, oh, you're name dropping. But it's kind of like, you know, when I used to have, you know, when you've worked somewhere, sometimes they have a reunion, you know, and I've gone to a few of those where you go out for a Chinese meal with people you worked in a normal job with. And it's like I just feel such an arsehole because none of my stories start normally. You know, like if I get it's always like, oh, I was with so and so, or when we were in Brazil, or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's and it does feel quite awkward. I find it really quite awkward. You know?
I think it's fascinating
because the rest of them will be going, because they work for, I don't know, Norwich Union Insurance or something. They'll be going, oh God, the paper clips didn't arrive on Wednesday. Oh, you know, and it's like, that's just not my world anymore. So it's cool. But no, what I like about it is that I can go on here or Rachel's Ghost, and if somebody asks me a question about something, I can answer it without everyone going, yeah.
They're just jealous. That's all.
I don't know. It's just. I always just feel a bit awkward because it does sound odd. You know, it's not a normal life. It's not a normal life to be, you know, up at 2:30 in the morning, feeling perfectly perky. You know. So.
Well, I got a cute story.
Go for it.
2003, my cover band named Fat Tuesday was playing this gig.
Brilliant name.
Yeah, because we're all like overweight, and we thought of it on Tuesday. So that's how I came about. But anyway, so, you know, the cover gigs paid more. You know, you do 45 minutes, you get $50.
Mm.
You know, but we do 4 sets of material, we get like 800.
Yeah.
Much better.
I definitely did that in my youth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We used to play RAF bases, and as long as we had a bit of 60s, bit of 70s, bit of 80s, that sort of thing, and like I remember doing a New Year's Eve gig in probably the very, very early 90s, you know, and it was like £1,000 we got for it, £1,000. It was like, imagine us, like, you know, in 1990, and it was, yeah. But it is like 4 sets a night, isn't it? You kick off at 6 and you finish at 2, or when the last person falls over.
Again. Yep. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But this one, we were playing this ox roast. If those of you who know what that is.
Yeah.
This is where a guy cooks a whole side of beef outside. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyways, we're doing this gig, you know, we get out, you know, we do our last song of the first set, we get off stage. And so actually it was out the back of this semi truck, but whatever, call it a stage. Anyway, so we come down off of that, and there's this guy in this guy's driveway. And so he comes walking up, and he goes, I hope you guys don't mind me listening to you. I'm like, no, that's fine. He goes, you guys really sound good. And we're like, oh, thank you very much. And he's like, I used to be in a Detroit band back in the 60s. And I'm like, what Detroit band were you in? He's like, the MC5.
Oh,
He's like, I play drums. I go, you're Dennis Thompson? I go, oh my God. He's like, can I play a couple songs with you guys? I'm like, oh yeah. Shit. That was fantastic.
What a band. That's fantastic.
Oh man. I asked him about the Democratic National Convention and everything.
Yeah.
He goes, the only thing I remember about that is we had to run really fast.
I mean that's legendary, isn't it? Those are the, you know, those people. They almost don't exist because they're so sort of.
The MC5 was the only band to show up.
Oh really?
jeez.
Yeah, because everybody else was supposed to be there. You know, like Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and all the rest of them, and nobody else showed up but them.
God bless them. Did you see the reunion? Well, reunion as much as they could. Did you see the reunion gig at the 100 Club that they did with? They had Dave Vanian from the Damned doing a lead vocal, and Lemmy from Motorhead came on and did. I think he did. Was it Lemmy that got to do Kick Out the Jams? I think it might have been.
Lemmy was the one that did Kick Out the Jams.
Yeah, fantastic. That's
I love that song because it sounds like it's just going to fall apart at any moment, and it doesn't. Fantastic.
And that's rock and roll for you. Wasn't Dennis the last one standing in that band?
Yes, and I think he passed away recently.
Earlier, yeah, a couple month or two back.
No,
Yeah.
At least he found out that he got into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, did
he was the last one standing, but ironically, the only musician in the band that sat down.
Yeah. Man.
Darren's asked a question that I don't quite understand. Are musicians' scale different? Do you mean musical scales or scales of payment, as in when you do a job for scale?
I think it's money.
It must be
Right. Okay.
pay.
Pretty much the same, really. It's just that obviously some of the dollar prices are. I mean, you know, I did a tour managing job for Slim Jim Phantom from the Stray Cat, and he's great. I like him. He's fantastic, and his manager wired me the money in dollars rather than pounds, and I suddenly realised, oh, really? You know, and that's, but there you go. It was a great laugh. I like Slim Jim a lot. He's a good fella. He's very nice.
Yes, and they're doing a summer tour, and they're not coming anywhere around here.
Oh, what Stray
Oh,
Cats?
you too, huh?
That bothers me.
We had Lee Rocker here like early March, like in
Okay.
the next town over, but I'm just like, I couldn't get out there. But when I saw that Stray Cats tour, I'm like, oh my God, that's right. It's been a little over 40 years. That's
Wow,
crazy
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
In fact,
I just
Warren-
bought something off of Discogs. I got Phantom, Rocker, and Slick.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. I've been Earl Slick's.
What a great album!
Well, let me just find something. I'll send you this to have a look at later. Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back.
But if I remember right, Stray Cats were on Fridays, and they weren't even signed. That they love this band so much, and underneath there was kept a banner. It's like, if you're interested in like trying this band out for auditions, contact it. And I'm like, that's how the hell they got a label.
Oh, really?
It was from that TV appearance.
I didn't know that, Paul. I didn't know that.
Yeah, go figure.
Awesome.
Here we are. Right. So what I'm sending you for your entertainment and delight is it's the encore from a festival that my band that I played drums with, Atlantic Machine, was doing, and Earl Slick was there, and he told us that he really liked one of our songs, and so we said, do you want to come up and like just jam on it? And he literally sat in his car with a guitar, listening to it on the stereo, and then came up about half an hour later and played it with us. So, and that's just great to have him along. I mean, he's brilliant. He's fantastic.
That's cool.
Nice.
So here you go. It's this is, like I say, you won't know the song because it's my band's song, but he plays some great guitar on it. So do enjoy. Why won't it send? Yes, it will. There it goes.
Well, I'll have to go over to YouTube to look at it. Yeah, I'll have to go over to YouTube to look at that.
Yeah,
this is good fun. This is. I was on something the other night, and we it was the Rachel's Ghost Patreon thing, and we were talking about something, and she said somebody said something about Adamant, and I said, I played drums for Adamant, sort of thing, and it was and so I ended up sending him a link to me playing with Adamant, but it was
when was that?
2011, quite a way back.
Okay.
But this particular band, it was like we're doing Shaking All Over, we're doing No Fun, and we did Pretty Vacant, and the lineup was myself on drums, Thomas, who's Adamant's guitarist, Adam on vocals, and Glenn Matlock on bass. So it was cracking.
Wow.
And Dave Gilmore was in the audience. That was really odd. That was really weird. He was singing along.
That's crazy.
I asked him afterwards. I said, I wasn't expecting to see you singing along to Pretty Vacant. He goes, oh, he said, oh, it's my wife. Not Sophie. What's her name? Polly Sampson. Yeah, that's right. And he said, oh, my wife's a big Pistols fan. And we were there, and Glenn was there as well. And Glenn just said, oh, you should have come up and played it with us. And Dave Gilmore said, oh, you should have asked me. And I just thought, oh God, imagine that as a YouTube clip. Adamant on vocals, Dave Gilmore on guitar, Glenn Matlock on bass, and me on drums. I'd have loved that. I'd have dined out on that one for years. But it was fun. It was fun to think that he would have got up if Glenn had asked him. But yeah, I wouldn't have. He wouldn't automatically think, "Oh, I wonder if Dave Gilmore wants to come up and play like Pretty Vacant,"
No, so, I had something quite like that, but not as big. But Dee Dee Ramone's band was practicing across from this theater while I was like standing in line trying to get tickets to see The Ghoul. He was a horror movie host. Yeah. In Detroit, all right. And so we right across the street, and and so we hear him like rehearsing. I'm like, damn, that's a good Ramones cover band. They sound really good, And so I bumped into his manager. He goes, no, that's Dee Dee and his band up there rehearsing. I'm like, wow. I go, he's like, do you want to meet him? I'm like, oh yeah, I want to meet him. So anyway, so my brother Joe and I go up. This is the Monday after the Friday.
Yeah.
So we go up there, we climb a couple flights of stairs. We get up there, and he thought that we were the guys delivering his pot. So I thought that was funny as shit. He's like, are you guys the pot guys? I'm like, no. I met your manager on Friday, and he said we can come up here and see you. You know, so
Yeah.
we're just like shooting the shit with him. And he rolled the joint with one hand. I'm like, what a fucking pro.
Oh yeah.
Man, like that. That's pretty cool.
Do you know who Howard Marks is? Also known as Mr. Nice.
No,
Oh, it's probably a British thing. That there's a film about him. There's his autobiographical book. But he was in the 60s and into the 70s. He was Britain's most wanted, and he is a master of disguise. But he was basically he brought in the largest consignments of hash into the UK by various means. And he's incredibly famous here for it. I mean, there's lots of bands like when he came out of prison, he was just friends with people like Oasis and stuff like that because they all thought he was a bit of a bad lad, and he is, and he was a lovely guy. But he was at that festival I was talking about as well that we played at because it was a music and literary festival, and he was reading from his book and signing copies and stuff. But in the after show afterwards, he rolled me a joint, and I just thought this is fantastic. Howard Marks. Just Google Howard Marks, and you'll see how cool. He used to do sort of spoken word nights and stuff. He'd go on for an hour and a quarter, like Henry Rollins, and just tell stories about all that sort of stuff. But the funny thing is, when you do it, you probably know when you do a gig, you have a rider, yeah. You have a rider as to what you want, in terms of drinks and food and special things and what have you. And on his rider, the last line was "and some local produce," which meant he just wanted something to smoke.
Sure.
In there something. This festival was in Cromer, which is near the sea in Norfolk, and when he got into the dressing room, there was a fully dressed crab, a Cromer crab, because that's what we're famous for. And oh God, what was the other thing as well? It was a Cromer crab, and maybe it was some sort of potato dish or something like that. But it was basically two things that Cromer is famous for. Is Cromer crab is the thing. People drive to Cromer to go and have Cromer crab, but a dressed crab in his dressing room wasn't quite what he meant.
No, my brother Joe and I got to do a couple songs with him. So
fantastic.
We did Chinese rock.
Wow.
And Sedated.
Nice.
And I go, yeah, but you got to count it off.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's great. I could never work out what the guy shouted out at the beginning of pretty much everything by the Plasmatics I've heard. And I found out.
I see them open up for Kiss in 1983.
Oh, don't tell me that. I love Kiss.
Oh, that's awesome. I was 12 years old.
Yeah, I would be too, probably, but I never got to see the Creatures. I never got to see Kiss until they reformed, unfortunately. But yeah, the Plasmatic. I found out the other day. It's one of these musical things that I always think I'm so glad I find out. Their original bass player was Chinese, Asian in some way, maybe Japanese. I don't want to be racist, one of the two. And apparently, what he's doing is counting 1, 2, 3, 4, but in Chinese.
Oh,
and that's why it doesn't sound like anything. He is, and they're in. It's like they used to count it off at rehearsal. So that's. I spent years laying in my bed at night wondering what the woman says in the middle of B-52's Love Shack. When it stops. It is. Yeah. It took me years.
Yeah.
No, seeing Wendy Williams like start up a chainsaw and chainsaw television, that was awesome.
Oh, she was just brilliant. I love the Plasmatics. I don't know why. Because they're not good, are they? But they're brilliant.
No,
I just can't help it.
Good.
It's like there's some bands where I think I buy the album just because I need to just be reminded it exists. Like Gigi Allen now. No one sits in a comfy chair. No one sits in a comfy chair with their headphones on listening to Gigi Allen.
Oh, Gigi.
That's when you have a bad day at work and you come home and you want to break some shit.
Yeah. You're not looking. You're not looking to put your Blu-ray 5.1 mix of it on, are you?
No.
Anyway, you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I wish I didn't have to go, but I do because I want to get this thing finished. And but yeah, enjoy the single if you check that out. And I'll see you again some sunny day.
Yeah, understood. And thank you for your time.
That's all right. And my fellow Dave there.
Dave.
I'm always whenever me and Dave are on the same panel, I'm always DD and he's the David. See, so there you go.
That's my real name. So
it's nice to meet you, Jeff. Good to see you again. And Paul, thanks for having me. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, but back to it now. Back to it.
Have a good night.
have fun,
Take
Dave.
care, guys.
Take care.
See ya.
Nice guy.
Yep.
Full of stories. I love when everybody's got stories.
Yeah. Interesting.
Before I do wrap this up in a few minutes, does anybody got any vinyl that they wanted to show?
I'll show you what I was playing today.
Okay, hang on. I'll make you big.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't have any vinyl, but I have a classic 60s CD I could show.
We'll see that too.
Okay, let me get it while he's showing that.
Okie dokie. Oh,
Whoa,
look
there
at
you
you.
go. There
Partridge
you
Family.
go. Yeah.
Okay.
I had to get this out because my buddy was cleaning out his attic, and he found this.
Oh, the shopping bag too.
Yep.
Bonus points for you.
I went with it.
That's
Yes.
cool.
So he sent it to me, so I had to put it with the album.
Awesome.
Yay. Nice.
Yep, love that.
Very nice.
And it's a good album too. So yeah, here we are. It's got 3 hits on it. That was what I was listening to today.
Yay for Partridge Family.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Shirley
is that
Jones is
good
my
old-
fave.
Oh, she's still, yeah.
Am I next?
Yep.
Am I next, Paul?
I think so.
Last week, I showed this on the Doc Dawkins show. I've picked this up for $1. And how many people have a CD from this group?
Oh,
I got that album on it.
I
Well, this is
not on
actually-
CD.
This is not the album. This is a compilation
Uh-huh.
made up of singles and album cuts.
Cool.
Mhm.
Like
This
the
one was $1 at my
I've got Incense and Peppermints.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
and their
45.
follow-up song called Tomorrow. They had 2 hits.
Yeah.
There was one time at the vintage stock, this was several years ago,
Yeah.
somebody dumped all their Strawberry Alarm Clock, every album that was there. And they
Nice.
wanted $10 a piece for each one. And I'm like, I can't afford that right now.
Mhm.
And then I was going to, get them one at a time. By the next week, they were all damn gone. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That happens. Yeah.
And they were in great shape too, all of them. Even Incense was in great shape. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, well, can't win them all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boy, I'll tell you, what a fun show. We had almost 30 people in here again. You guys are great, okay? I mean, panel, audience, you guys are all kick-ass and fantastic, and I love doing these shows. I hope by Wednesday that my voice comes back, though, because this is a little annoying. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I needed to bring up. Probably quick commercials. Let's see. So we just got out of 4th of July. Not this week, but it's either going to be the following week or the week after, we will start season 5 of Jukebox from Hell. Yes, we've already got about 5 or 6 episodes already locked in. It's going to be a mix of CD and vinyl this year too, again, on this one. And the first one that I start off with, you people are going to go, oh, God. And I'll be like, you betcha. Because some of you people gave me private messages for season 3's opener of Yoko Ono. Oh, boy, did I get the messages. So this time, I bet you I'm going to get some nasty messages for this 1990s. It's the only hint you get. 90s CD for that one. And then you're welcome, Darren. It was fun, Darren and David and who the fuck is Jeff Allen and Jeff Kendall in Wyoming, Dave. And then anybody that happens to be in the I sound like Peter Brady. Time to change. Oh boy. So anybody, of course, at the end of the month, 27th of July, the Four State Record Show, Carthage, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that happens to be in the surrounding states, hey, it's cheap. It's a few hours. They give away door prizes. I'm not sure if it's Robbie or John this time around for the door prize, and I guess but they, are they going to say touch me? I am not entirely sure, nor do I care. Just remember, though, always to break on through to the otter slide. So I know that was bad. I love that meme though. But yeah,
You're breaking up, Paul.
Breaking up.
I know. We're gonna get going. I love you guys. Take care. God bless. Always.
Night night.
We'll see ya. Bye-bye.
And
There.
Oh, nice. Hey, I'll catch you later, Paul.
okay.